All right, let's take you to Tshwane now. We understand that Mayor Murunwa Makwarela is due to brief the media. Quite a lot has been happening insofar as Mayor Makwarela is concerned. You'd remember that he has since been able to produce a letter stating that he has in fact been rehabilitated. Any moment now, we expect to get a bit of clarity. You would have heard also in our interview with Dr. Tshwane Mulder that they have their own suspicions around the authenticity of that letter, going on to detail the discrepancies or differences with what a normal court order would look like. So very important questions and serious accusations now being leveled against the mayor who has recently been reinstated. So quite important that we get to hear from him where he stands on all that he's being accused of. Let's take a listen quickly.
All right, cool. All right.
Yeah, very good morning. Right now, we're just going to be briefed by, of course, the executive mayor of Tshwane, Dr. Murunwa Makwarela, of course, who's joined by other officials from the city of Tshwane. Of course, we were called to these impromptu briefing where he's set to outline some of the issues that we've seen after him having been reinstated back again as the mayor. Of course, this in relation to the solvency matter as well. And of course, in relation to the certificate which has been submitted to the city manager, but will be subject to investigation right now. We currently know that there's also been other political parties who, by the way, have questioned the authenticity of the letter. Well, we're just waiting for the protocol officer to get the briefing underway, and then we will be, of course, beginning with the briefing, and it's about to start right now. Sipho Steerman, who speaks on behalf of the municipality, will be speaking to us just now. Here we are.
A very good morning to you, colleagues, and thank you for joining us for this quick doorstep interview opportunity with the executive mayor. I just want to emphasize this is not a formal media briefing. It's a doorstep interview just to communicate that the executive mayor is officially back on duty, resuming his duties to run the city of Tshwane, and we've asked him just to quickly come to give a word just to indicate that he's back, he's running the city of Tshwane. He will not be taking any questions, it's not a Q&A session. He's giving a quick comment regarding his status as the executive mayor, confirming to the public and the residents of the Tshwane that he's back and he's focused in terms of turning around the city of Tshwane, ensuring that there's service delivery, and of course he's still working towards forming that mayoral committee that's important in terms of turning around the city of Tshwane. So over to you, Executive Mayor.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all and also to the viewers out there. First of all, I think there's been a whirlwind of events after the city manager actually wrote to me requesting that I supply the rehabilitation certificate, of which I did submitted to him the copy of that rehabilitation certificate. But I think most importantly, I think the public must be aware that I have never seen such a frenzy, of interest into the pockets of an African man. As you would have seen, that the narrative that is driven is that I'm bankrupt, I'm insolvent, and all these things. But nonetheless, I have complied with the request of the city manager, and hence you see me here because the city manager rescinded my exclusion as both a councillor and mayor of the city. So I'm here. I know that there's a whole lot of noise as to whether the letter is authentic or not, but be that as it may, the matter is under investigation. My lawyers are also on it, and they will be communicating further insofar as that regard is concerned. However, I'm here. I have a lot of work. As you know that this was a rude interruption into my work. I was due to form and announce my cabinet so that we can turn the awful situation of the city around. But because of these events, we find ourselves where we are now. However, my desk is full with all those matters that I have to attend to, including announcing my cabinet, which I'll be doing very soon. So I'll be going back to fulfill that work because I think the citizens, residents of Tshwane, are awaiting a whole lot of service delivery items, including water provision, including electricity, removal of waste in their yards, and other billing complaints that they have. But most importantly, we also have a whole lot of outstanding matters, as you might be aware, that without government or following the resignation of the erstwhile mayor, Alderman Randall Williams, the city was due to table the budget adjustment together with also the retabling of the annual report. And also you are aware of the AG report that we need to also address as soon as possible. So it's a whole lot of issues that are before me that I need to handle. So I believe that takes priority. These other things and the narrative that is peddled by one political party, I think it's quite unfortunate, but I think we just need to follow the rules. It's always safe to play by the rules. The courts are there to test these things, and I think we encourage, in particular, the city manager to also test these things properly, so that we don't just come up with knee-jerk reaction and also subject me into media court. I think it's a bit unfair. So hence we said I'm here to show yourself that indeed I'm back at my station. I'm doing the work that I was elected on the 28th of February to do. And that work is nothing else but to extend and expand service delivery to the residents of Tshwane. Any further queries will be directed to my spokesperson, Sipho Stirman, who's here. I thank you.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We will not take any further questions. It was just to indicate that the Executive Mayor is back on duty, and that's all there is to it. Thank you very much for coming through. Thank you.
All right, those were live visuals there from Tshwane. Just the mayor briefly stating to the media that indeed he's back on the job, and quite a lot for him to actually address, being the Auditor General report. We know that damning Auditor General report, billions spent irregularly, so quite a lot that will be on his table. But unfortunately, the media was not permitted to interact with him to allow him to answer a few questions.